Mr. Steve here, and Sam and I have put together a free website that has a Blender add-on connected to it for creating palettes, but not just creating them, but adding to a collection, a community of palettes. You're going to have the color stacker wheels, so you can create them and customize them here, and you're going to do a ridiculous amount of modifications, personalizations. So then, once you're done with that, you can come over here to a preset scene, and let's just jump back over real quick, and let's just say that we really happen to like this one. We can add this to the palette list, and a lot of this is going to be cache based, so if you do clear cache, make sure you've added this to the base. That way you can get back to it. We're going to copy the link for this, and then we're going to jump back over to the scene and paste this in and click import. And when you do that, you're going to get that entire color palette projected on the scene. And like I said, I don't remember if I said it or not now, but this could be imported into Blender using the add-on that comes with the website. So you'll get the Blender add-on here. You'll have a very extensive list of palettes that are already created. So there's quite a few. You'll see there's 708 right now. After this goes live, there's going to be a lot. The completely free website. Their only advertising you're going to see is Sam's page for Blender add-ons and my page for Blender add-ons, which we do really appreciate if you go over there and support us. And lots of time has been poured into making this so you guys can prototype things and make your scene really quick. All right, from start to finish, really simple website. I don't think you need a tutorial, really. I think you just need a workflow explanation. So you'll click Blender add-on on the color stacker page, and then just click save. I've already saved it, so I'm not going to. And if you pop up to this first, click color stacker, and you'll see Blender add-on. These are the only two things that are going to be between these sites here. So like if you click color stacker, you'll see this. Then over in Blender, it installs as an extension. You can then go to view details, and you'll see different things in here. How to use color stacker. Number one, a palette. Open a palette. Click the palette link, copy it. In Blender, open the 3D view sidebar, color stacker, click import from clipboard, and colors will appear. Super simple. Watch this. So over here, I really like this theme right here, so I'm going to click share, which is like a universal button, and we've got a lot of other things like branding here, 3D, it's crazy stuff. So we're going to go back over to Blender, and since I've got that installed now, and you can open the color stacker from the preferences as well. You can check for updates, and you can open the add-on page for us. We really appreciate that kind of support. So if I go to color stacker right here, you'll see that you can also open it from the add-on. Now this should automatically upload from the clipboard, so all you have to do is click here, and voila, there is your color palette right here. Now you can open this back on the color stacker. You can copy it. You can come over here and refresh the palette. If you change something, this will sync to the website. Super cool. You can do a random selection, and then you can delete it if you want. You can also export this as a JSON. You can re-import it, so it's extremely well covered. There's a lot of redundancy built into the add-on and the website. Like I said, it's cache-based, but you have all these options to save your palettes if you want, and then you can add them to the community too. You can expand or collapse all of them right here, so you can either see the values or not, whatever you choose, whatever makes sense for you. Now right here, you'll be able to create palettes inside of the add-on as well. So this is going to be extremely powerful in that sense. Now let's grab our palette here. We've already got it copied, and we're going to go to a scene. We'll create a 3D thing, and then we're going to drop it into Blender so we can get a look at like what an advertisement scene or something will look like. Now, before I forget, because this is totally stacked with a lot of good options, you can do a light theme or you can do a dark theme right here built into the website. Also, there is an intuitive search engine built right in. You can search by recent, like the last month, the last year, or all time to show everything. And then you'll have a nice long list of the different themes you can choose here. Flags are cool, contiguous, contemporary, lots of cool things. Now, I forgot where my actual palette was, but no big deal. I'm going to just open this from the add-on. Boom, there it is. right where we left it. Now I'm going to open this in the 3D lab. And when I do that, I'm going to get a 3D scene. You can just use the mouse control, like left click, to kind of move this around and see how you like it. You can change the backdrop with the palette that is in here to get a number of different views, whatever it is that you like. I do kind of like this light gray right here, but this kind of blue, deep blue gradient, it's getting it for me. I like it. You'll have an assignment strategy right here. You can choose. You can change the lighting right here to something neutral. You'll be able to change the exposure, once you've got that set up. I think this is going to be very good. And then of course we can look at these values in rendered, clay, and then kind of as is here. Now you can switch right here between a product studio, interior, and or abstract. I think this is also going to be a really good way to kind of prototype your palettes in the 3D viewport. But of course you can do it here before you even do it. But you can't really change that here. So we put it in the Blender environment and then it's all yours. Now you can select the individual objects here to check the different colors that are assigned. You'll be able to orbit the camera right here. We'll be able to select the individual elements over here as well. So I'm just going to kind of go through. You can go through any one of these and then modify that individual color there as well. Now, I could hear it directly through the video. I'm pretty sure everybody wanted this scene to be imported into Blender, and I haven't even rendered this video yet, but I'm pretty sure. Now I'm going to change a couple of things. I may make the floor orange here, and the acoustic foam here, we can change the color. Actually, it's already that color, so we'll change this one. And then I'm going to grab the sofa, and I think we can just make that a nice dark blue. And then we'll grab the table itself. Whoops, I'm not sure what else I grabbed there, but let's go ahead and give that some kind of a darker element to kind of match the wall a little bit. And then the monitor itself can be just a little bit lighter. We don't have a whole lot to work with here. We could have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is not there. We could have done 8. Now you can reset the lab if you don't like this, or you can go ahead and click export. It's going to export as a JLB, so then you can go ahead and choose this save location. I'm going to select Blender GLB right here. And then I'll just go ahead and click save. All right, so here it is, our interior palette. I'm just going to drag and drop that into the scene, which really is the preferred method anyways. And when I go ahead and click import, I'm gonna have the scene exactly as I had it set up. Now we can go over into, say, Eevee Engine, and there you go. Now you've actually got these as 3D mesh objects. And you know, the topology is what it is. It's triangulated, but this is for a demo purpose as is, any which way. Now, anytime you want to grab one of these, you grab the empty. This is kind of the standard in Blender anyways, as I would hope you would know that, but if you don't, there you go. So you'll be able to grab the empties for any of these objects and then move them around. Now, if we want to take this another step further, right here with the add-on, we'll go ahead and I was trying to drag it onto the material. That's not what we do. We drag it right here and it will change it. And it's been a while since I've done any drag and drops, to be honest with you. I've been doing a lot of development on different add-ons. So then you can drag any of these in here and then change the palette again. So it's completely procedural, and then you can add it any which way you want. And I really appreciate everybody being here. Just want to let you guys know that. Now over here, back on the DifferStacker, you'll have all these different things where you can prototype out. I never changed it, but you can go from a gradient map to any of the other choices that you see here. So you can do a tritone, and then you can actually change the render look as well. You can do missing colors, which I think is really cool. And you give it just a second and it will then load that. You'll have all of the different adjustments here, and when you do make an adjustment, you'll give it just a second, it will update on the web page. You'll have some different Boolean checkboxes down here where you can change the look as well. You can show the original texture if you like. Just don't forget to uncheck that when you want to make other changes up here. Now for looking at how this kind of projects on your screen, you can fill it, you can fit width, you can change all of how this is, the actual size, or you can just fit it to the screen. You'll have a nice manual adjustment right here, which is nice. We can add a random effect, which I think is really cool, and I like Sam adding that in so that we can have kind of a happy accidents, if you will. You can just kind of make things as you wish. And now when I change it again, you get this look, which is really cool. Now you can export this as a PNG, you can save it, which is highly recommended. Now, there's going to be a couple things I'm sure I'm going to miss because it's so extensive. And what I mean is the functionality behind the scenes, like, hey, what happens when you click save? What else can you do here? I'll drop some of those in the comments because I'm probably going to forget something as the site is really big. But like I said, it's self-explanatory, it's simple. You can come through here, and even as a beginner in Blender, you'll get results. Now, when you export this as a PNG, you can save this and import this as an image as plain in Blender as well. I think that's pretty cool. You can use that even as a reference image. You'll have a random button over here as well. When you click on this, it will then give you a different palette. So you can click here and get that result. And then this, when you click this one, you'll get a random of that palette. It won't change it. And you can click before if you want to see it as is. Now switching back and forth, you'll be able to grab the 3D here, the difference or the DifferStacker here, and of course this is the color stacker. Now, as one I've not talked about, this is pretty juicy to me. If you click lab, you can get that palette and then you can begin to change the look here and kind of do a node setup. This one is where Sam outdid himself besides the color wheel itself. You'll get the palette, the hex codes, and then they'll be listed here. You can import, you can randomize these, you can change this to an 8-color palette. You'll have custom remix presets over here, and then if you go to the nodes, you'll be able to add something else in here, and then you'll get something totally different on the result. You can mute that just like you would in geometry nodes or the shader editor, or you can just remove it and it's going to automatically connect the rest of these nodes for you. And don't forget, you can click over here on Sam's page anytime you want and check out some of his add-ons. He's a kind of a logistics behind the scenes API genius. So he came up with Rescene, which will store your entire scene, Node Mapper, which is really cool. You'll be able to find nodes and organize. And then the Node Template Manager, the Docker, which is cool. It's like customizable floating panels. The Chroma Light, Stack Motion, which is animation, really cool. You got to check that one out. The big one that I love the most is GIF Maker. I use it all the time. You just make anything you want. You can loop, add text. It'll work in Blender. It'll work in the it'll work inside of the render production area. So I think it would be right over here in output. And then you'll find that you have the GIF Maker here. You just click on your little Boolean. You'll be able to name the GIF, save location, super important. Make sure you do that. You can do the text properties here, and you can literally, if you've done an entire render, by the way, you can just set your timeline to the last frame and click make GIF, and it's going to make it like a loop or whatever else you would want. And I promise I'll get back to the other stuff here in just a minute. But this is kind of what keeps us afloat, so I just want to show you guys. You can install all of the pillow, the image IO, everything will install. You just click one of these and wait a second and move your mouse around. You'll see it, boop, it'll change, and then you can do everything you do in the side panel over here, and you can add a preset video, and then you'll add that video in, boom, 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 and then when you add it in, you'll just click this little button here, and you can do the same with a set of images. You can make GIFs that way as well. Then you can change the compression and all the other things down here at the bottom. Like I said, you can loop, and they have alpha transparency. It's super cool, extremely powerful. Now from this, of course, we can always create palette, just coming back to where we were. And now I've got all of the settings here as I would want them with the 8 colors, which is still completely adjustable. So I'll now add this palette. And I forgot to click a tag. So this would be another way you can actually name it for everybody. So this one's going to be, I think, a little bit more retro. So I can tag this retro and pastel. I think that's pretty good. And then I'll go ahead and click to add that palette. Now I can save this to the board. I can grab the actual image itself and save it. I can do the link and go back into the add-on in Blender. I can take that link back over to this page as well. I can export it. I can open it in the Differ, and then I can open it in the 3D. I can open it in the lab, or I can remix it. And if we scroll down, we'll see those different values. You'll have a contrast ratio analyzer. This will work on your mobile as well. So you're looking at all this stuff, it'll work on mobile. You'll be able to see like how this would look for production for something you might want to use it on, like a business card or a thumbnail or something like that. Now, if you like everything the way it is, just click Submit Palette. And what I did here, I got to go back and do it again. I want you guys to see this. So if you submit the exact same thing again, it's going to say palette art exists, open palette, and of course it is right here. So there's some redundancy built into the website so you don't add the same thing twice. And then we'll see right here, this was added 2 minutes ago, and you're good to go. Now we can click brand, and this is the final thing, and who knows, maybe I should have led with this, but this is pretty cool. So now you'll be able to come in here and create branding. And of course you can come in and change anything that you like. You can make this the secondary, and what you're doing is kind of prototyping concept for anything you want. It could be the beginning of a storyboard. It can be reference images. This could be a thumbnail for YouTube. It can literally be a business card. And if you're on book right here, you'll see that you have a whole bunch of different things that will follow. And then if we click single, of course, we're just on that one single image. And of course, you can go to the color stacker anytime you want and paste things in right here and then import them. Now, say we're done with the palette, we can go over here to brand, and then you can type in anything you want, which makes this extremely valuable in my opinion. You can of course change the little tagline here, and then it'll be right there. You can change that. The website, you can add that, and that will pop as well. So then you can put a year, whatever you want. You can also throw a logo on here, which is really cool. And we're just gonna pretend like this is my actual brand logo, which it is not, but we'll pretend that for now. Now we can switch over to fonts as well, and then that's pretty self-explanatory. You can make all these different changes here. Then we can pop over to settings, and here's where that this actually comes in and makes this much more usable, because you can change the size of everything, the line height and different things, and it's completely adjustable. You can change how it wraps or not, the size, everything. So that's really important to be able to do that. And we can do medium look. Now we want to kind of prototype something and go through a different styles. So we can do these different layouts as well. And this is pretty cool. So, and I just, like I said before, guys, I feel like I'm forgetting some stuff, but the website is super easy to navigate. But any questions, please drop them in the comments. Free website that Sam and I put together, and he's the heavy brains behind this one. So I will offer support and things like that, and demoing it out and answering your questions on YouTube. Really appreciate you guys watching. I'm not going to add anything else at this point, because that's kind of an overview of everything, and the website will grow, and it will also grow with participation. So we've already had quite a few people jump into the site before this video even went out. So once again, a huge thanks to Sam for doing an amazing job with this and thinking it through. I went through and stress tested myself, and I was like, we need this, this, and this. da da da. And so, you know, some of the things I see, so it kind of talks to Blender properly and those things that users would expect to see. And if by chance you didn't see something you expected to, let us know, and we're gonna put that in there for you guys and update it, because like I said, it's free. This community, it's Blender spirit, and appreciate you guys. Mr. Steve and Sam made this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.